Okay, here we are. First step, noticing right where you are and as you are. You're not the same being who lay down on this mat this morning. Can you just be exactly as you are with yourself as you are? Often when we hear statements like that, the mind goes into thinking about itself, its ideas, its images of self. But what we mean is, welcoming the body, feeling it located in space and time, really welcoming, coming into feeling communion with this extraordinary vibrational pattern itself. Noticing where there may be some stiffness, tightness, whatever sensation is there, noticing it, welcoming it from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes, out through the arms and fingertips. What we've called the body, we have not understood, not seen, and not related with from the place of love. But then when you're trying to separate from God, how dare you use the body from the standpoint of love? You have to use it from here, from ego. This mystery, just getting in touch with it just as it is, welcoming it. And then scanning through so awareness deepens, feeling communion. And I let the weight of the skull drop back into the support of the floor. Soften the neck. Soften is a good word. To let go of what has become rigid within. Places we've learned armor to hold, to brace, to push away. You can tighten the body in such a way that it emanates an energy that says, stay away. Just becoming aware. To do so is already to be resting into love. That which allows all things, welcomes all things, trusts all things, enfolds all things, just as it is. So scanning down through the jaw, the throat, chest and heart, and along through the back, just welcoming, coming into healing, communion, connection with this healed, we call body. As we attempt to distinguish it from mind, soul, these divisions that occur in Western thinking don't occur in Aramaic or the Middle East. It's more like a continuum of energy. That's why I use the phrase soul to cell. It's more like a rainbow, not a collection of separate parts. And as you scan through down the belly, the hips, the low back, awareness, welcoming it just as it is. You may notice places that are tight, old injuries, whatever it may be, that feel dense. Those are edges that somewhere we've learned to pull away from. As Joshua tells us in the Course, you've tried to make the body the home of the ego, which ends up hating the body for failing to serve the ego's plan. So we have this really conflicted relationship with this thing. It's time to let it heal, because it is a field of incredible light and intelligence, and it's always sought to serve you according to the vibrational frequency from thought, from feeling that you have elected to send into it. We've learned to deaden the body, to suppress energies that we were told we ought not have, push them down into hip joints, knees, low back, make them unseen, numb out. Then you smile over this top of it and act like everything's really rosy. We are in split-mindedness. Use the Course breaks. Those that hate the body or do not care for the body are failing to hear my message, says Joshua. And then, as the body fully comes into your awareness, you welcome it just as it is, noticing the breath itself, this more subtle energy, just how it's being right now. Sometimes it may seem sporadic or shallow or up in the chest. Lots of things affect the breath, the busyness of the day, the kind of thoughts, etc., that we may have been emanating into the body. Just forgetting to be one with it, to breathe with it, to feel gratitude for it, even to marvel at the body. I want ice cream, and the body responds and gets up off the couch and goes to the refrigerator. This is pretty incredible. So it loves you even if you're not taking good care of yourself. And now, recognizing that for the next amount of time, whatever that may be here today, you have nothing to do, nowhere to go, and no excuse for not welcoming whatever may arise as you do one simple thing: desire the breath. Just desire the breath. So let yourself feel that. I desire to receive the breath deeply. And as that field grows, rest in your heart. When you're on at home, just offer your prayer of the heart. Right now, based on where you are in your journey of this week, discoveries, insights, etc., whatever may be going on, what is the one thing I would most love to lay on the altar of the heart and offer over to the divine? What is the one thing I would love to offer over to the divine? And just lay it on the altar, deep within the heart. And into the field of breath itself. And gently bring one of your hands so the little finger rests down by the pubic bone. Just making that tactile connection with the hand and the belly. It really deeply helps us feel the breath. And holding that desire, I want to receive the breath deeply. Let that first initiate that first conscious love's breath. As the in-breath enters, soften the belly, let the breath descend. It begins to fill it like a balloon from the inside, stretching it, if you will, opening it, and rolling over into an exhale. Staying in subtle feeling communion, welcoming the breath. Feeling it, becoming aware of it intimately as it rises and rolls over into an out-breath. You may begin to notice at the end of the out-breath, in a way, deposits you into a moment of stillness. We can utilize love breath with the focus on the exhalation to deepen our capacity to, shall we say, slip into deep meditation, even to leave the body, but that's not our goal. In fact, it's about receiving, incarnating, opening closed places that have been obstructing our capacity to fully be here. So we want to focus on the in-breath. It'll roll over into the out-breath, this delicious moment of stillness, and then the in-breath returns. It wants to come to you, welcoming it. This first stage, all we're doing is beginning to establish being at rest, staying, feeling communion with this simple flow of breath deep into the belly, rolling over into the exhale. I know that all sounds really simple, but we begin to notice how often the mind will pull away, how often we'll lose feeling communion. The mind will just go away. We may notice that, I don't notice that, I can't even feel my body. Just notice that. How does it feel to not feel your body? It will have a quality to it. It may look dark or empty or feel vague. The body can feel distant. Welcome all of that into awareness. Especially if the mind drifts away, you'll find that the breath changes. The body may accumulate a stress or a tension. This is what we call the ego, the patterns of the separated self, kind of doing battle, trying to pull your attention away. The ego knows that if you breathe well, you will feel well. And if you feel deeply, you will heal deeply. And if you heal deeply, it will lose its authority and its value. So what the ego fears, the soul loves. Begin to help you stay in touch with the breath, become more aware of it. One thing, of course, is simply to feel how it raises the fingers. And you'll notice that the fingers, if you have both hands on your belly, the fingertips will separate a little bit. And that tells you the belly is expanding like a balloon. And as it relaxes toward the spine, the fingertips will come back together. Or if you just have one hand, you'll notice that it seems to slip away a little bit from the center, and then it fingertips drop back toward the center. That's one way to stay in touch with the feeling of the breath. A very useful tool at this stage is to just gently count the depth of the inhale. Again, the number doesn't matter. The speed of your counting doesn't matter. Just that it's very consistent. So that over 4 or 5 breaths, you get a kind of a measurement. That's the depth. I've measured the depth of my in-breath, just as it is. Whatever it is isn't right or wrong, it's just where you're beginning. Occasionally scanning through to make sure you're not efforting any tension into the head, shoulders, the jaw. Occasionally scanning through and softening, letting everything else melt. Over 4 or 5 breaths, you'll have a fairly good sense of the depth of your in-breath. So much of LovesBreath is deepening the witness, the observer, the capacity of awareness to notice the subtleties of where my attention drifts away from the body, from the breath. When that happens, just come back, reestablish that flow. Ulatala emissiona. The break or loss in breath takes us toward distraction. Substitute patterns. So we come back to ula, the sound of the breath. Breathing the divine law as in ha. Welcoming the breath of the divine to breathe us. This flow of energy, of light. And within that light is joy, bliss, confidence, wisdom, infinite potentiality, the restoration of true wholeness and peace. The Shem, Shemaya, heaven. Now, over the next several breaths, whatever count you come to, add a few more counts to the in-breath as it flows in, so it expands even more. It may begin to surprise you. You realize my lower belly could expand and have that kind of flexibility. I'm actually beginning to breathe through the edges of habits long since established that limit that flow. So expanding and opening to receive. At times in my own breathing, I invite the divine to pray love with me. Open me, penetrate me with your light. Help me to open and receive you. Working on establishing this new threshold, this depth of in-breath. It will take several breaths if you become comfortable there. Another thing you can do that's very helpful, as you feel that apex, the threshold of your in-breath, leave your hands there as the belly relaxes back to the spine. So now there's a gap between your belly and your hands, so that the next in-breath rises to touch the hands. So another way to help learn how to stay aware of when the breath becomes more shallow. Wanting that deep full in-breath that we're beginning to establish now. Notice what, if anything, that distracts you from your breath. Even now there could be sensations, discomforts. The mind may begin to recoil against the breath. You may get agitated, bored. Kick you into a stream of thinking about something that's got nothing to do with where you are. Just notice it like a cloud passing through the sky. Come back to the breath. Reestablish that flow. Perhaps offer your prayer again and surrender it. Take the next step and let that in-breath be another count or two, deeper and fuller. Really surprise yourself. Can the belly actually expand that much? Yes, it can. You may begin to feel like it's requiring some effort. It's okay. One from the breath. Notice that we tend to try to control the exhalation. The inhale rises to its apex, it rolls over, really let go. Let the exhale go. When I try to control it and step it down from the top of the column, let go of the controller. The exhale be a surrender. Let the in-breath be a surrender, a welcoming the depth of the breath. take another step, noticing the rhythm and the speed of the breath. Can it become a little faster, a little more rhythmic? No real pause between the top of the in-breath and the depth of the out-breath. Opening, welcoming, letting it speed up without losing that depth. Wanting to stay in touch. Welcoming the breath. Opening. If that feels challenging, let it challenge you. And want the breath deeply, fluidly, and a little faster. Surrendering into it, allowing that light within the breath. It knows what to do. It will begin to loosen things in the psyche, the emotional field, the physical body, into the field of the breath itself. Our job is to want the breath and surrender to it. Really checking into the speed of the breath. Imagine you're shifting a car from first gear into second gear. Can I open to it? Can I let it be faster but still fluid and deep? No loss of the depth. Beginning to approach a phase transition, certain sensations, odd things can begin to happen, little aches. Things start to get flushed up, and it's a time when it's so easy to disappear, to numb out, to lose breath, to tense up, to go toward the mind. So it's an edge of vigilance. To stay in touch, want the breath, want feeling, communion, becoming the space in which all things can be allowed to move, to be felt. Energy can work its miracle. If at any time it feels like you just really need or want to take a deep breath in the chest, totally okay, do that, but then return to the belly. Reestablish that rhythm. The body may want to move in some way, just, it's okay, you can move your legs, your hips. Trust this field of intelligence within you. The whole key is, let me stay in contact with the breath, regardless of what's occurring or arising. We're going to move to a new stage of LovesBreath as we deepen the process. This time, as the belly fills, find your way, whatever that is, to let the breath also fill up into the chest and roll over into an out breath, like a huge wave of energy. And notice if you're controlling the body, let the body surrender and melt to become part of that wave. Really breathing well, the pelvic area will rise and fall, the spine will undulate slightly. You'll feel it from the neck all the way down to the tailbone. Just drop in that beautiful word undulation. Imagine the spine, the hips, the shoulders, everything becoming part of the flow of breath. You can be allowed to move. Let the breath move the body, flow through it everywhere. As the breath flows up into the heart and chest, it may feel as though the spine is lifting slightly off the floor. Let it, and then let it drop back down with the exhalation. How can I free up my field of being to be moved by the breath? Notice if you're holding tension in the jaw, let it go, let the throat open. These places where we habitually control are hugely unconscious. Let the throat open. Let the breath flow on the exhale. If you want to open the mouth and let the exhale out, let it. Let that happen. If there's a sound the body wants to make, give it permission. Ah. Check in where you are. Am I fading away? Just hanging out here? Want the breath. Find the desire for the breath and to open the body. Drop in that question, what just needs to move and open while I'm letting the breath flow? What's going to help my beingness to soften and open? Opening the closed places that have become rigid, rock solid, held, feared, controlled. do that, again, welcome you to let the breath become a little deeper and fuller and a little quicker. Letting that wave from the belly up through the heart and chest become a little faster without losing the depth and the rhythm and the flow. As if you were just surrendering everything to this wave of energy, giving it complete permission. Trusting this deep wisdom within the body. It knows if you'll just give it permission. Give up the controller, let it move, let it writhe about, let it sigh, make sound. Utterly surrendering. As he tells us in Way of Mastery, Course in Miracles, to seek out and find the obstacles you have built against it. Find them in the body, in the psyche. This is a prime Om bucket Om. Beginning to open, to welcome the breath. All these frequencies and energies. Wanting the breath, let that wave grow deeper, fuller, a little faster, like a wave, picking you up and carrying you, depositing you on the car shore, picking you up again. What needs to open even more deeply? Work in the body open like it's never opened before. So my shoulder, my hips, my toes. Always and always staying in touch with the breath, wanting it, flowing with it. Opening to that wave, noticing if you want to go away from it, to slow down, do the opposite. While you're breathing, drop in the question, what have I kept closed? What have I repressed and been afraid of? Spirit, show you what that is. Breathe to it, open to it. Give it permission to flow. the mind pulls you away from the body. Lose touch with it. It's called split-mindedness. Well, I really gave this body permission to breathe and to move and to sound. I really trusted this field of wisdom within it. Took off the shackles and the reins. I gave up believing mom and dad and my school teachers were right. Well, the question, what has been trapped in this body that just needs to be set free? Is it in my shoulders, my ribs, my hips? What do I need to just free up? As things start to happen in the cosmos around you, you shut down, pull in. Let anything that disturbs you become a signal to deepen the breath, the ability to stay present and embrace it all. And about you, at another key phase transition, a tendency to let go, numb out, the breath becomes shallow, the mind begins to drift away. Come back to the body, want the breath, welcome it. These things happen right at the edge of transformation, pull away. going to be here about 5 more minutes. Now's not the time to give up or go away. Welcome the breath. More. Sadness or grief is coming up. Are you holding it back through your throat? Let the body sound it out. Give yourself to it. More. Really welcome it. Just a few more minutes. What wants to open? What wants to just be given permission? What have I been controlling, clamping down? Just about 10 more good deep breaths. Really stay in touch with it. Welcome it, want it. Let the body have freedom to let energy flow however it wants to do that. Oh, 5 more good deep breaths. Go for it. Out through your chest, the whole body being
more breaths. You can do it. Welcome it. Just gave up control. Let it happen. What would want to happen? Now just one more wave, one more good deep breath, welcoming it from space. Now one more good deep breath, fill the belly up through the chest and the heart, and hold the breath now. Just hold it, and hold it, and hold it, till it feels you've got to give everything you've got to holding it, and then let it go. Just melt, let go. Even more to let go, stay in touch. Feeling communion, allowing all things, softening, melting, but not dissociating, clamping down, lingering, allowing. Let the heart open. Let yourself be loved. Right here, right now. Let the heart open. Let yourself be loved. Right here, right now. Feel the subtle current within the breath passes through the heart. Let your awareness sink into the heart, into that subtle vibration line. Melt into it. Like the lover to the beloved. Let yourself be loved. Let the heart express its feeling
gratitude, thankfulness. Thank you, Lord, for my life. My life is your life. We are one. Love me, Lord. Penetrate me with your being, your light, your truth, your love, your vision, your direction. Into thy hands I commend my living breath, my living being, heart, soul, mind, and body. To you do I return them. Have your way with me, Lord. Let me die into your fire. I love you, Lord. I am your beloved. Love me now. I love you, Lord. I am your beloved. Love me now. Love me wholly, leaving no stone unturned. I surrender possession of all that I have thought I am to you. You are the breath of my breath, the life of my life, the soul of my very soul. And I'm home now in you. So go ahead, Lord, love me. Right where you are, as you are. Just let this little wonder question drop in. I don't even know what it is yet, but there's one coming. And as it drops in, don't try to answer it with the mind. Let it arise from your deep and true being. What is one change I can now allow that will let me experience being carried in your grace and power? What is one change I can now make or allow that will allow me
carried in the power and grace of your love. As you rest in the breath, the question land like a pebble in the pond, and just notice what arises within you. The sanctity of your sacred intimacy, soul and creator. And as if something begins to clarify itself, breathe it, feel it, welcome it. And ask gently within, I've asked and received, am I willing to cultivate that change? The only thing that can truly arise when the wisdom of the soul speaks deep within, calling, revealing a change, great or small, is an increase of peace, of love, of knowing that you live and dwell in the very divine, unlimited, forever, that the entire cosmos supports you. Now just let your arms gently kind of stretch out laterally. Just see, without losing the eyes, where they land. If they touch a foot or an arm, whatever they touch, making contact. Don't go into talking, social persona. Just welcome the touch, the connection, however that occurs. Maybe somebody on the floor over your head. If you need to move somewhat to connect with someone, let yourself do that. It's a beautiful moment of tilting into the relational plane, not from social persona, but from your own relaxed, open, authentic being, right where you are as you are. You're connecting with someone who has, in a sense, held your hand and said, I am here with you and for you. Oh, how afraid we have been to be here with and for each other
without the masks, without the pretense, without the persona and ego. We have not trusted love. We learn that we must be false in order to be approved of, to gain support. Isn't it time to say, Om, fuck it, Om, to that? Om, fuck it, Om. To just be vulnerably that which you are. As one who knows they reside in the infinite loveliness of the mind of God. And all that has been a delay, a deception, a lie, a useless fear, keeping love away, keeping the divine away. In that contact, give that hand or arm, whatever it might be, a squeeze. Send a silent thank you. There's something about the cultivation and field of what we call friends of the heart. It generates a field in which the whole process accelerates because it can all be accepted, all looked upon with great innocence and even excitement, as someone's tears, uncried for lifetimes, finally gets cried. Someone's hurts are finally felt fully and can begin to be dissolved. It all becomes glorious, beautiful, a miracle of love. Wherever two or more are gathered in my name, my vibration, atmosphere, field of oneness and light, there I am with them. Around you are countless beings that have passed through the very same portals to heal and awaken from fear, from illusion, open increasingly to the light which is their very identity, but the deepest truth of what is alive about you is God. Let's welcome them all day long. Welcome them to be with you, to join with you, to journey with you, to speak to you, to nudge you, to love you, to dance with you. Let them know you're fully willing now. If there's been anything holding you back from stepping into the unknown, let go, perhaps, of what you've known has been long completed. There's just been a fear of letting go, surrendering. All around you, so much love. And in
that love, huva, creative power to penetrate, to uplift, to carry, unlimited, knowing no boundaries save that which we place against it. We are all inexorably moving to what we call in this dimension death. And everything we've been trying to hold on to will not be held on to at all, except the love we have opened to, the direct experience of surrender, trust, being carried into an ever greater love affair with love itself. It's the only thing that goes with us, because our consciousness is the only thing we are. So you got. Ask yourself gently, when I'm on my deathbed, there's no longer any hope that the body can be used for distraction, delay, to store up grievances, to obstruct the flow of love. Will I be content? Will I have opened to completely live? Will I be filled with gratitude or regret? What might need to change? What choices may need to be made to ensure that in that moment there is nothing but gratitude and a deep sense of completion. Now just take one more good breath, say thank you at the heart. Say a goodbye squeeze to the hand, the leg, the arm, whatever you may be holding on to. Be careful going into chit-chat. Just be your eyes open, look into the eyes of your neighbor. We really need to go toward talking. Just give them a wink. Knowing wink. Let yourself stretch and yawn. In a moment, we're going to be making our way to our feet. You see, breath transformation can, I call it ash. It can leave a little ash in the system, burns things up, leaves a little ash. So it's good sometimes to come on to our feet. If you're ready, you can do that. If not, don't worry, you've got a few minutes. Sometimes it's good to put on a little music, let the body dance, shake, move the ash out.